Welcome back. I know I've already done like 2 talking Oscar segments. This is not really talking Oscars though. This is talking Globes. We're talking the Golden Globes right now. Specifically the Golden Globes. It's Tuesday. Are the Golden Globes? It's upon us. It's hit us. We're here. So I figured I should get my final predictions out there for the world to see. This was really hard. Well, some categories are easier than others, but this is really hard. And I don't know if everybody's going to agree with my choices, but let's go, because we got some categories to work through, and I don't want to make a 30-minute video. So I'll just start up at the top with the top category, Best Drama. For those who don't remember what got nominated, it was Top Gun, The Fablemans, Tar, Avatar, The Way of Water, and Elvis were the 5 nominees. I'm predicting Top Gun Maverick. That's what I'm going with. I'm trying to think of the Hollywood Foreign Press. They like to pick things that could win the Oscar, and Top Gun Maverick has enough buzz to win there. Plus, if they pick Top Gun Maverick, the whole question of do they have beef with Tom Cruise kind of goes away. The whole thing about him not getting a nomination for Best Actor, was it because he returned his trophies? If it were me and I was a Golden Globe voter, I would want to vote for the things from the people who don't like me to try to show, hey, look at us. Plus, voting for a film like Top Gun Maverick, when you are just finally getting your awards show back, it's not even on Sundays. They put this shit on a Tuesday. They were like, fine, you can be on TV, but on Tuesday. You know? It's not, they didn't even give them like the normal night of the week that they're on. So they got to get viewers back, and picking like Tar is not going to bring viewers. The Fablemans didn't even make $10 million at the box office. So if you want to hype somebody up, you pick Top Gun, you pick Elvis, you pick Avatar. And I think Elvis is there's something in the back of my head that says Elvis could win this. That there could be like a weird Elvis sweep where Elvis wins picture, actor, and director. I think Elvis is going to be like literally second place for all those categories. But when they're second place, sometimes you get it wrong and there's enough votes. But Top Gun is my pick. Elvis would be what I would guess is the only other possibility. Personally, I would have voted for the Fablemans, I think. Although I'm perfectly okay with Top Gun Maverick winning. I might have voted for Top Gun Maverick. I don't really care. Top Gun Maverick and The Fablemans are both excellent films. So, I don't really care. Either one. Best Actor in a Drama, for those who, again, forgot. We've got Brendan Fraser, Austin Butler, Hugh Jackman, Jeremy Pope, and Bill Nye. And I'm predicting Brendan Fraser. I think there's so much to be said to have the balls to pick somebody who flat out said, I'm not campaigning for the Globes, I'm not going to the Globes, I'm not doing Golden Globes. But then picking him, he is the front runner. He is the one in the race that's been winning a lot of the awards, most of the awards. Him and Colin Farrell are in like this race, and they could pick Austin Butler. Austin Butler is their one wild card here that could throw things. And Austin has never had a better shot at winning this category because Brendan Fraser is not in attendance and has announced that a long time ago before he was even nominated. So, but they nominated him anyway. They didn't nominate Tom, but they did nominate Brendan. And there's something that's sneaking me and telling me they're not going to pick Brendan because they don't want to have that dead air where the actor doesn't get up there on stage and speak. But at the same time, it's if you're trying to mend fences, it might actually be sort of a goodwill gesture to pick him in spite of everything. That's a tough one. I can understand if you want to pick Austin Butler for your own. I'm having a real hard time. It's weird with the Globes now. The Globes became weird. They have all this backstage drama. They're not easy to predict anymore. If it were up to me, I've only seen Austin Butler's performance out of the 5, right, as of right now, as of me speaking, and he's not in my top 10 performances, so I would have to vote for someone else. I would just vote for Austin Butler just because he's the only one I've seen. I'd probably vote for Brendan Fraser. Anyway, Best Actress. This is done. This race is over. This is Cate Blanchett for Tar. I mean, I can tell you who the other 4 are. It's Michelle Williams, Ana de Armas, Viola Davis, and Olivia Colman. And I will be honest and say, if any of those actresses somehow managed to beat Cate Blanchett, it's like a game changer for them. First of all, because Cate Blanchett is so far ahead in the race right now. She's won so many awards that people have pretty much given up and been like, yep, she's going to win her 3rd Oscar. Done. Signed, sealed, delivered. Plus the fact that Ana de Armas and Olivia Colman are not really projected to get Oscar nominated. Viola Davis is like she's like shooting for that 5th spot. She's sort of on the bubble. So if any of them actually did manage to do it, it would just be mind-blowing. For me, if I was voting, I would vote for Ana de Armas. I actually thought she gave, I'm pretty certain she died at some point during the production of Blonde and was revived. I think she gave everything she possibly could have to that role. So I would reward it. I've never liked her before. That's why I keep picking Blonde. If you're wondering why I liked it, I don't like her as an actress, and Blonde was the first time where I was like, oh my god, she can act. And so that's drama. Best comedy, we've got Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Triangle of Sadness, Glass Onion, and I don't know, something else that won't win. Whatever the fuck else won't win. Doesn't even matter. The first 2 are what matters. I could have said anything else. I forgot what the 5th nominee is, and I don't care. It's not going to win. This is between Everything Everywhere and the Banshees of Inisherin. Part of me thinks Banshees, and the reasoning behind that says to me that when I think of Hollywood Foreign Press, who do I think of? I think of older voters. I think of older voters who they've always loved their celebrities. They always love their stars. They love, that kind of stuff. It's tough. It's a tough one. I think those 2 films are a lot closer than people think. I think there's a lot of people out there that are like, oh, it's just going to be Everything Everywhere. It's going to win everywhere, all the time, all at once. It's just... But I think there's going to be times where Banshees has a real shot. And this is a place where I think the HFPA, for some reason, Everything Everywhere strikes me as a film that skews younger with voters, has a lot of younger voters, and Banshees has a lot of older voters. And HFPA does not have a massive 1,000-member catalog to draw from. Before, they only had 100 people, and they expanded it to where they have a few more, but it's not a lot. I don't think they radically changed their voting block. So I think there's a good shot that Banshees wins this. Somewhat surprisingly. Babylon was the other film. It was the 5th film that I forgot. Anyway, so I'm giving it to Banshees. For Best Actor in a Comedy. This is one of those I don't even care. It doesn't matter who the other four are. It's Colin Farrell for Banshees. The other nominees were like Daniel Craig, Ray Fiennes, who would be delightful to see win. I mean, I love Colin Farrell, and I think he's, he did a great job. But a surprise win for Ray Fiennes would just, just everything. Adam Driver for some reason for White Noise, and Diego Calva for Babylon. So Colin doesn't really have enough competition here. The other four people are not really projected to be Oscar nominees, so he's like leaps and bounds. The focus is on him. I can't imagine he doesn't win this. Best Actress in a Comedy, again, we've got, I don't know, like, it's Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Her competition is, I mean, I would love to see Emma Thompson win it for Good Luck to You, Leo Grande, because that's one of my favorite performances of the year, personally. And she has no shot at winning the Oscar. Whereas Michelle Yeoh actually does have a chance at sneaking in and beating Cate Blanchett with people going, I don't know if she deserves 3 Oscars, but Emma Thompson's not going to get the nomination this year. So I would love to see that happen. It's not going to happen for Emma. It's not going to happen for Leslie Manville. It's not going to happen for Anya Taylor-Joy. The only other person is maybe Margot Robbie. That would be an upset if Margot Robbie won, but she needs it because she's kind of bubbling out of the Oscar race right now. So a win here could maybe save her from bubbling out of the Oscar race. If they loved her in Babylon more than they love Michelle Yeoh. But we're looking at a lot of white winners right now. So they might be good for them to just keep Michelle Yeoh and Kwon as winners in their categories. Since the whole reason HFPA stopped having problems was because, their lack of diversity. The first time they go back on TV, it's like, oh, we picked all white actors. Cool. So there's some thought processes going on, I'm sure, in people's minds of who to vote for. But luckily, Michelle Yeoh feels like the front runner, so we should be good to go. Supporting actor, again, this is Kwon for Everything Everywhere All at Once. He's won almost every single major award. If the dude bought a lottery ticket, he would probably win it. He's up against Brendan Gleeson, who's really the only other person who can win this category, by the way. And Barry Keogh, Brad Pitt for Babylon, and Eddie Redmayne for The Good Nurse. There were no Fableman boys in here. No Brian Tyree Henry. I don't. Brad Pitt, maybe has an outside shot, but that would be surprising to me. But it's Kwon. I don't know how else to say that for sure. As supporting actress, we've got Jamie Lee Curtis, Carrie Condon, Angela Bassett, Dolly De Leon, and Carey Mulligan for She Said. And I'm predicting Jamie Lee Curtis because the HFPA can definitely be swayed by campaigning. They like their stars, they like their campaigning, and Jamie Lee Curtis has been campaigning the ever-loving shit. This year, she sees this as the closest she's ever come to getting an Oscar nomination and Globe win and whatever, so she is out there working it, schmoozing. She knows exactly how to schmooze, and I think this will pay off I think this is going to be the one time Jamie Lee actually wins. This will be the last time she wins this season. We're pretty much done with the critical circle awards. I think Carrie Condon is the actual front runner, but I think here, schmoozing will pay off for Jamie Lee Curtis. But it should go to Carrie Condon. So if it does go to Carrie Condon, cool. I'm good with that. Best director, we've got Steven Spielberg, Baz Luhrmann, the Daniels, James Cameron, and Martin McDonough. And for that, it's Steven Spielberg. Again, these people, they like stars, and having Steven Spielberg go on stage just makes sense to me. Like, nobody knows who the Daniels are. Like, they can't even tell me their first names. Tell me their first names. So it's, the only one who I think could possibly upset is Baz Luhrmann, because I think I had like a weird dream where Elvis won everything. So, but I think it's Steven Spielberg. I don't really see, it's not going to be James Cameron, it's not going to be Martin McDonough. Martin's just lucky to, like, something recognized him as a director and nominated him. That's all he's happy about. He's just ecstatic to be here. But Spielberg. So, next up, we've got Best Screenplay. They don't even care whether it's adapted or original. So we got 1 adapted and 4 original screenplays thrown in there. Women Talking is the 1 adapted screenplay. And it's the first time I've been able to say the Women Talking. It's not going to win, though. This race is between some heavy writers. You've got Martin McDonough, again, nominated for Banshees of Inisherin. You've got Everything Everywhere All at Once. You've got Steven Spielberg, nominated along with Tony Kushner for The Fablemans. And you've got the screenplay for Tar, along with Women Talking. So I think what's going to end up winning here, a lot of people have projected that Banshees is the strong winner for screenplay. I think that's probably the case here, although I could see it going to Everything Everywhere, and I could actually even see it going to The Fablemans. But I'm picking Banshees. My official Gold Derby pick was Banshees of Inisherin. I'm sticking with Martin McDonough, who gets a lot of love for being a writer, and I think the Globes will stick with him there. Basically, the Globes this year are going to throw awards at a bunch of different films because there isn't really a clear frontrunner, and a bunch of films will suddenly be. Then we'll be talking about a really interesting Best Picture race if you throw the awards evenly at the right films in the right categories. For Best International Feature or Best Non-English, whatever the hell they call this category now. For it, I don't even know what the Globes call it anymore. We've got All Quiet on the Western Front, RR, Close, Argentina 1985, and Decision to Leave. And I'm sorry to RR fans, and this is nothing to do with my review of the film, and I will explain to you why I picked this. I'm going with All Quiet on the Western Front, and it's not personal preference. I'm looking at the film simply from a campaigning standpoint. We've seen All Quiet has surprised on the shortlist. It surprised on the Oscar shortlist. It led the nominations there. It led BAFTA shortlist nominations. The film has overperformed twice now. It's got Netflix behind it. It is the only film with Netflix behind it. Technically, RRR is on Netflix. It is not Netflix's film. They do not have any obligation to promote that film. And if anything, when it's nominated up against a film of theirs, they're less inclined to help push a film that is not theirs. So there's no reason to promote RRR. RRR kind of has to be promoted on its own. I think This Is All Quiet on the Western Front is going to end up winning and surprising a lot of people and showing just exactly what a Netflix campaign can do for the film. Unfortunately, Decision to Leave has a really disappointing distributor. Close, I believe, is A24, and I have no idea who's distributing Argentina, but it doesn't really matter. Close and Argentina 1985 in this category they're lucky to be there. The other three are the ones that people have actually been talking about. There is a world in which Decision to Leave wins. There's a world in which I'm Wrong and RRR wins. But I'm actually betting on Netflix more than I am on All Quiet on the Western Front. So, Best Animated Feature. There are 4 films nominated here. I'm not even gonna. I don't know what the hell that other thing is. It's not a real nominee. So we have Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, Marcel the Show with Suzanne, Turning Red, and Puss in Boots. If you think that other film is going to be nominated, you know when people say there's a chance in hell, there isn't even one. There's no chance anywhere. It doesn't exist. No one. It will not gain enough votes. If you paid every member of the Hollywood foreign press to vote for that film, I think they still wouldn't vote for it. It would be too obvious at that point that somebody bought the votes. Because nobody even knew what the hell the film was when it was nominated. I don't even think it's eligible at the Oscars. So we have 4 films to talk about. And they all come from major studios. You got DreamWorks, you've got A24, you've got Disney Pixar, and you've got Netflix. So who do you bet on? Well, A24, this is their first animation ever. This is not really what they do. I think the film is a little too small for HFPA. I think it's a great film, but I just don't see the HFPA going for Marcel. It just feels like it might just be a little too small for them. Puss in Boots, I mean, it could happen. I just don't think it's going to. I think really this is between Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio and Turning Red. And I'm going to pick Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. And I'm going to guess that they want to see Guillermo del Toro on stage accepting the award for Pinocchio. And the fact that Netflix is campaigning for it is going to help. Although, I also think this is the one chance Turning Red has to throw itself into the race and to shake some things up and win. So if Turning Red is called, it's the surprise that I think could happen. I don't think Marcel's going to win. I'm sorry. We've got Best Original Score, which, oh God, what were they? The Fablemans, Babylon, Women Talking, Banshees of Inisherin, and I don't know. I don't know what the other one was. I'm predicting Fablemans. Pinocchio. I'm predicting Fablemans. And the reason why is, again, I'm basically betting on the fact that HFPA are whores and they love their names. And it's John Williams. It's a John Williams score. I don't know if you realize that. I don't think people talk about that enough. And it's true that the Fablemans is a terrible choice on paper because it's not a consistent score. I don't know why Fablemans and Tar keep popping up everywhere except for Fablemans. At least makes sense because it's John Williams, but Tar, like, it's not. Where is the original score? And Fablemans kind of feels like that too, where the original score doesn't even come in for a while. And there are actual piano pieces that Michelle Williams has to play that are not written by John Williams. So, but the parts that are written by John Williams, dude's only going to be around for a little while longer. And I don't know if he shows up to ceremonies, but the fact that he might show up with Steven Spielberg, they just did this huge thing where they talked about their 50-year friendship and how long they've been working together for 50 years. It's possible that he might show up with Spielberg. It's possible he could get on stage. I could see the Fablemans happening here. Otherwise, I think they're all pretty much a toss-up. I don't really think... If they don't go for John Williams, I really don't know who they would go for. There isn't really a strong score to me that stands out here that's like, oh my god, it's going to be that one. I suppose of the others, I personally like Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio score more, but I also haven't heard the scores to Women Talking or Babylon yet, so I don't even know. I don't even know where I would go from here. I'm so disappointed that Michael Giacchino's score to the Batman is just getting like universally ignored. It's so disheartening, but I think they're gonna pick John Williams, so that's where my bet is. Best original song is the last category. We're down to the last category, guys. Yeah, we've got Top Gun, Black Panther, Crawdads, Pinocchio, and RRR. I think they're gonna go with "Hold My Hand" from Top Gun Maverick, the epic rock song that ends the film. I think that's the shoe-in here. I think it'll be the second trophy for Top Gun Maverick. Although I see a lot of pluses across the board. I think the only thing here that doesn't win is Chow Papa. I don't see why they would choose it. There isn't like there's no upside to choosing Chow Papa for them. RR is like, ooh, they're picking that cool songs from Natu Natu, the one that everybody keeps talking about from RR. I could see them trying to be cool and doing that and trying to be trendy. They've got two pop stars, the possibility of two pop stars with Black Panther and Crawdads. And don't think for a second that they don't want an emotional Taylor Swift on stage just being like, oh my god, I've always wanted to be a Golden Globe winner since I was like 3 when I wrote Carolina, and I'm so excited to be her. Yeah, I mean, she's directing films now, so yeah, she would. I'm sure she campaigned the shit out of this. So, do I think that I could hear the words, and the Golden Globe goes to Carolina from Where the Crawdads Sing? Yeah, I think they absolutely will give Taylor Swift a Golden Globe for a shitty song from a shitty film. But I'm sticking with Hold My Hand. It's a good song in a good film that actually makes sense and has purpose in life. But really, I think anything but Chow Papa could win. No, I'm not knocking Chow Papa. I just don't see why the Globes would vote for it. I think it has a better shot at Oscars, but here they like their famous people. These are the people that managed to nominate "See You Again." You know, I mean, this is the voting body that saw the you know, they sometimes pick the hot songs so that the Oscars don't pick. And Oscars didn't nominate "See You Again." It's crazy to think that, but the Globes did. So, do I think Black Panther or Crawdads could win? Absolutely, I do, because this is exactly the kind of thing that they pick. Anyway, those are my picks. I have them on record. We'll see how many of them I get right. So, I guess I'll do a Golden Globe recap that'll just be like, I got 8 right, guys. So whatever. I'm doing a really short video on my reactions. But thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing. And I will see you on the other side.